Good evening, everybody. It's Brigadier General Dan Tulley, Chief Master Sergeant Kenny Bruce here again with your Team LUD COVID-19 update. All right, Chief, what do we got today?
All right, you ready? Here's the feedback, sir. This is from Jason Johannes. He says, I'm wondering if we could get the NDDFAC to take the stacks of tables and chairs they pull for us to use to their rations warehouse so we can utilize both sides of the DFAC coolers effectively.
Great question. Our Force Support Squadron said they've already taken care of this. You should have full access to both sets of refrigerators, both sides of the Indy.
This next question is from Artem A. Lozgachev. Sorry if I messed up your name. My bad. I will do better next time. Regarding potentially closing down more facilities, if people are interested enough, are we not able to form our own little police groups? Neighborhood watches or something to make sure that the gym gets wiped down every 30 to 60 minutes, or policing people at the areas that serve alcohol to prohibit large groups. I'm sure people would rather volunteer for that rather than to lose those privileges completely.
That's a good one. So Chief and I want to know if somebody is stopping you from taking the initiative and demonstrating personal responsibility right off the bat, right? So think about it this way. We have Force Protection Airmen who come here and they watch our OCN teammates do different kinds of work and stuff around the installation. The last thing we need are Force Protection Airmen watching others to make sure that they keep their right social distancing and so that they do the different things we need to protect each other. So look at it this way. Lives are at stake. It's all about personal responsibility. We need you guys to step up, take responsibility, and seriously, let us know if something is keeping you from doing that. We're going to get after it. Thanks.
Exactly. And if you haven't noticed, that Commander's intent on this base since June has been that we're all adults and we should all be responsible for our own actions. So you don't have to wait for anybody to move out on something that's the right thing to do.
But you know, Chief, we should tell them if you're going to police each other, do it professionally, do it with the heart of a teacher. Don't be a jerk about it. Thanks.
There you go. All right. Here we go. It's another personal responsibility question. This one coming from Captain Katie McGregor. Couple suggestions. First, no one understood the rules for social distancing at the Zinc or the Plaza. All anyone really understood was that it was supposed to be groups of 10 or less. How far are these groups supposed to be apart? Can we leave the area with our drinks to abide by the rules? Are the tables spaced correctly, etc.? No one was policing. No one was bleaching the tables down 2 to 3 times a day. I guarantee if you wanted a volunteer police force, we can make it happen so that we can still drink and meet the social distancing intent of higher headquarters. If you need a leader to do this off-duty hours, mission first, I will lead it up.
Captain McGregor, those are great points. They're valid, so thanks for giving us that feedback. We do need leaders. We need a lot of them. The first thing we need y'all to do is lead yourselves. Personal responsibility. Chief, what's it all come down to?
Personal responsibility so that we can protect the force, prevent the spread, and ensure mission success.
I'll be honest here. I think everybody's clear on what social distancing means. I don't think you need us to give you more specific guidance or anything spelled out in an AFI. It's about 6 feet, right? People are going to say, Chief and General Tulley, we don't have 6 feet apart right now. Right? Right. That's blind judgment because it's more important to get the word out to you guys and answer some of the questions. So forming teams and all of that, policing each other, absolutely, but it starts with personal responsibility. That is the whole key. So look at it this way. 18 months from now, this is probably going to still be going on in some way, shape, or form. Maybe we flatten the curve, maybe COVID-19 is under control, but we're not going to want to see a resurgence. So how do we set this base up for the new normal, whatever it is in 12 months or 18 months down the road? We need to do that now. So take responsibility. If you see people gathering, don't gather, don't add to the crowd, and try and break them up. You know, be professional about it, explain it the right way, but we need people to take personal responsibility, and then we're going to be able to get to all the stuff that people want to do, all the stuff that's currently restricted.
Our next question comes from Hugh W. McCorkle. When can I anticipate receiving reliable information regarding a change in departure date?
Hugh, that's a great question. That's probably the top question most of our airmen have for us. So I have to be honest, we don't know when you're going to be able to go home. If you're active duty, you're here on a stop movement order for at least the next 60 days. At the end of 60 days, we'll see what happens. They're going to reassess, and maybe it gets extended. Maybe everybody gets to go home. If you're a member of the Guard or Reserve, the current guidance as of today, the 31st of March, is that some of those folks will get to move, and we've got specific rules on those. Your squadron commander can fill you in. So at the end of 60 days, is everybody going to get to go home and rotate out on day 61, replacements rotate in? Probably not. I'd ask you to be ready for that. Try and manage some expectations for our younger airmen. We're going to have to sort through who the priorities are and who's going to move, and they're going to try and move everybody as quickly as they can once things start flowing again.
This one's from Ace Lundgren, contractor, absent IP. Do you have the ability to makeshift trundle beds?
So trundle beds, I have a feeling you're talking about the challenge in the dorms where we have the bunk beds, and there's a concern about space. We want to get the right type of furniture in there. So our force support squadron has that for action. We'll ask them the question about trundle beds, but it's a good one. We don't have a capability to make them here on base. We do have an innovation lab if you want to go over there and try and make one or make a scale model of one or try and demonstrate whatever it is you're talking about, then we'll get after that. But I'll take that to the force support squadron.
All right. This next question from Technical Sergeant Nicholas Watts is concerning the cleaning of the double stacks. So you got an email from me, but I'm gonna let the general go ahead and provide an answer as well.
So Tech Sergeant Watts identified and highlighted that one of the double stacks wasn't in the best of shape, so the responsible first sergeant's been notified. Thanks for the feedback. Keep it coming.
All right. And the last question is from Chief Master Sergeant Heydrich. I hear that there is a 45-minute COVID test being used in some parts of the world. Are we having the discussion of using this type of test during the waiting period before boarding a rotator back to CONUS to elevate being placed in a quarantine status?
So testing in general is going to be tremendously important to getting to our new normal with COVID-19. So there's testing to determine if you have COVID-19, and then they're looking at serum-based testing to figure out if you were exposed to COVID-19 and maybe you developed an immunity. Lots of research still to be done on those, but we are definitely looking at a rapid point of service type of test. I think it takes 5 minutes. It's made by Abbott Labs. I think it was recently approved by the FDA. I'm not trying to endorse that test, but we are absolutely looking at that and trying to get a rapid testing capability. So good idea.
Outstanding. So that was the last question with name and rank and unit on it. So that's it.
All right. Appreciate all the feedback. Like we said before, if you give us your name, rank, and what unit you're from, we're going to go ahead and answer your question. But otherwise, we'll read all the input and just take it for what it is. It's input, and we appreciate it. So thanks, and keep it coming. Have a good day.